Hello, welcome to MichMusic Now and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Michele Weir and today you're going to learn how to write a lead sheet in 5 minutes. Now I know what you're thinking, some of you, I can't write a lead sheet and I certainly can't write it in 5 minutes. I don't know anything about it. Well, let me tell you that you can, and I'm going to prove it by writing a lead sheet right in front of your eyes in 5 minutes. We're going to set the timer to make sure I'm not cheating, because you know how jazz musicians can be. And yeah, we're going to speed it up later and take a look at it, and then I'll talk you through all of the elements involved. But a very, very simple basic lead sheet is not that difficult. Okay, so there are probably a couple of things you need to know, but it's almost nothing. For example, you don't need to know what the chord symbols are. You don't need to know what they mean, and you certainly don't need to play them at the piano. You just look at them, and you're going to just copy them over to this other piece of paper. You do need to be able to sit at the piano and count half steps so that you can transpose the notes. But, you know, I mean, that's just the most rote, easy thing to do. Just literally count every chord 4 half steps down and know the names of the notes. That's pretty much it. You really don't even need to know notation because I'll show it to you today. I teach at UCLA part-time, and every year we have freshmen that come in, and many times they don't know one thing about writing a lead sheet or chords or, you know, extensions, anything like that. And by the end of the first week, and we're only talking there's one class a week, right? So we're talking they meet on the first class, and by the next class they're writing a lead sheet. And then it gets better and better from there. You know, I coach them and we get some beautiful things during the year. There's a song called The Peacocks from Katie Ward last year. I just happen to have it in my files, and you know, she's basically a professional copyist now. It looks gorgeous. Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to reset the camera and then we're going to set the timer, and please watch and then we'll talk after. Okay, here we are. All you need is a piece of staff paper, which you can get online. You just can Google that. I use 12 stave usually. A song, we're going to use How High the Moon, and it's in G right now. We're going to move it a whole step down to F, and a timer, stopwatch with my phone, and a pencil, and a ruler also. Are we ready? I know I am. I'm pretty excited. Okay, ready, set, go.
Oh no, lost 2 seconds already.
Voila! 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Okay, I have to rename this class. Now it's the 3-minute lead sheet. It's a functional lead sheet. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world. Doesn't have an intro. Has some messy moments here. I could clean up. But basically, this is a perfectly workable, functional lead sheet. You do not have to write the melody all of the time. in your chart. And yeah, this is what we have. Let me talk you through it now and tell you what I did. Okay, here's a fresh piece of paper, and we're basically just going to do this again now in real time. Obviously we're writing the title. So, you know, what we do is we learn the song form of these forms, and then we know exactly how to arrange our measures. So I knew that it was A, B, A, B, basically. So I could very quickly write up my measures. Notice they're even numbers, 8 bars, 8 bars, 8 bars. Ooh, I forgot one thing. We need this repeat here. And so let me show you this book. This is my Jazz Singer's Handbook, and it's for you, basically. It's for solo singers, and it covers artistry and technical stuff like lead sheet writing. So if you went to chapter 9, page 45, you really are going to get an exact, easy step-by-step on writing lead sheets right here. And the song form layout that I was talking about, these two songs pretty much cover the two most common song forms. This is AABA, this is ABAC. If you didn't know what that meant at all, you could just read the book a couple of pages and you'd find out. Notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then it goes to the first ending, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a repeat. Same thing here. 8, then 8 again with the repeat. See? So once you know song forms, these layouts become pretty simple, and you actually can make a template of each of the song forms and leave an open line for your intro at the top, and that would actually be a pretty good idea. But you've got lots of information here about writing lead sheets and adding an intro and endings, and there's a CD that goes with it and so on. So everything you need is right there. But for today, so let's say real quick, I just wrote out, you know, all these measures. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically, you know, I do have to know, as I said before, you have to know the notes at the piano at least. So I might sit at the piano and take my chart. I do have to know that if I'm going down a whole step, I'm going to be in the key of F, but this is all stuff you can work out if you're sitting at the piano. Very, very simple. So notice that we did not write any notes. We just have slashes. The slashes refer to beats. There are 4 beats per measure, so there's 4 slashes per measure. When there's 2 chords, it's like 2 and 2. And so we skip these pickup notes that they have on many songs, and we start the lead sheet on the left side on the first full measure. You can see there's only 3 beats here, so that means it's not a complete measure. And I just basically look at the chord symbol. If I know what a triangle is, great. If I don't, I just copy it. And I look at the piano and I go, okay, key of G to the key of F is 2 half steps, no problem. So let me just figure out what that note is. I'll put the note and I'll just copy the other stuff. I don't have to know what it means right now. You will soon. I'm sure if you're writing lead sheets, you'll want to know. But for the moment, you don't need to know any more than that. I wrote F major 7, but it's the same thing. There are different ways that people like to write their chord symbols. Many times there are 2 or 3 types of chord symbols for any one chord. So I wrote mine like that, but you could write yours like this, and it would mean exactly the same thing. Empty bar means we copy the previous measure, and we use this little symbol. It just means to repeat. And then I do the same thing. G, what's 2 half steps down from G? Well, it's F. What does /7 mean? I don't know, so I'll just put /7. That's really all you need to do. Super, super simple. Notice that we like to put double bars at the end, And sometimes we put them in strategic places, like at the end of major sections. But, you know, you don't even have to have that at this moment. As long as you get the correct chords and the correct key and a reasonable layout, you're good to go. Okay, so there you have it, your new fancy 3-minute, I think 8 seconds lead sheet. So I hope that was helpful for you. I will put a link to the book here in the description of the YouTube page. That's at MichMusic.com. You know, I love questions. You are so welcome to write questions in the notes of YouTube, or come join us at the MichMusic Network page. Thank you. If you're enjoying these videos, thank you for subscribing. They're coming out every week, so I'm adding more and more information, and some of it is more artistic in nature, and some of it is more technical in nature. So there's all different kinds of topics. Please feel free to let me know what you're interested in and ask if you have questions. Okay? Thanks. Take care.